All right, newest comment just came in on a video I made called Hair Loss, the right and wrong way to see it. I gotta say, it's one of my favorite videos I've done in a while. I think it was very fundamentally important for me and for you. And it was my most popular video yesterday, and it got proportionally a lot of likes, like 10%, that's a lot. So our good friend, British boy Buddy Ollie, had this to say, quote, "It makes me think 10 years ago, I didn't care what people think of me. But now, my body is changing and it's making me think I should care what people think, or I should say, hey, this is just me. Yeah, I should go to the gym, but I like the way I am. Cool video, mate," end quote. Of course, that video he's referring to, I'm talking about how as a 36-year-old man, my body changes in that I've got the dad bod going on. Can't really tell maybe as much today, but I do, and I'm having to deal with that, and I actually have control over that, and I'm going to change that, and I am changing it. Whereas hair loss, that's a different story, but I like where he's going with that. I got another one that I wanted to share too. Ahmed Wael, this is what he had to say, quote, "It's 6 minutes and 9 seconds into the video. That's me in the last few months. I started to gain my self-confidence again by watching you. Thank you, man," end quote. So, thank you for those comments there. Here's what it makes me think of. It makes me think of if you tell a group full of kids, say, hey, draw a picture of yourself. They'll go right to work. They'll get the crayons. They'll draw the picture. It'll resemble them in the abstract way that it does for a child. Say the same thing to a group of adults, and you're going to get responses like, I'm not that good at drawing. I need more time. And you hear all these reasons why they can't do it. Maybe one out of the group will do it, but that's what their specialty is. But most adults won't have the confidence to draw a picture of themselves, whereas the kid does. And I think, yeah, as you get older, you become more aware of your imperfections, and you start comparing yourself to others. You don't want to be like that one guy in the class that could actually draw very well as an adult, whereas everyone else look more like a rough sketch of a stick figure that went mutant or something like that. But it makes me think this: at what point, at what age do we stop caring about our hair loss? Like by default, like, okay, so there's 2,000 of us, right? There's me plus 2,000 of you having these thoughts and discussions every day about hair loss. And that's good for us, because as we know, I'm the only man on the internet talking about this stuff, talking about overcoming hair loss psychologically from within. Nobody else does that. Everyone else is talking about ways to stop it, like hair transplants and propecia and stuff, but I'm not. And I feel that we have something going on for us that is pretty unique. It's pretty exclusive. So imagine, of all the millions of men suffering from hair loss right now that aren't watching this channel, that aren't part of these discussions, by default, at what point are they going to stop caring about their hair loss? Are they just going to naturally get over it? See, my channel is designed in a way that the whole goal is ultimately for you to go away. I want you to be here forever, but ultimately there should be at some point where you don't need me anymore. You get over your hair loss. You get to that point, kind of like Ahmed had said in the comment. So, but by default though, without thinking this through and talking it through, at what age do you stop? Is it kind of like with most men my age at 36, they get the dad bod and they're like, okay, well, this is just how I am now. Hope the wife likes it. But see, I'm an exception to the rule in that I'm like, no, this isn't okay and it's only about 10 pounds or so extra that I've got to lose now, 10 to 15. But I'm not okay with it. I'm going to do something about it. But it's like with hair loss, you have to overcome it from within, because even if you do something to slow it down or to hide it or whatever, like if you get a hair transplant, I'm sure that would make you feel good for a while. But 10, 20 years from now, is that really going to solve the problem? I'm not putting down anyone who's getting a hair transplant. I'm just using that as an example, or propecia. It just all seems like a temporary fix, when ultimately, at some point, by default, men who do nothing to stop their hair loss get to a point where they get over it and move on with their life. And I wonder what that age is. I have no idea. My guess is maybe by the time they're 40, but because of that time, most men have either have lost a good majority of the hair they're going to lose as an adult, comparatively speaking, from the time that they were a boy. I get it by the time we're 80, if we're still alive, there's a good chance. But still, I'm wondering what that age is. I wonder if it's 40. And if so, I'm 4 years from that, or 3.5, I guess, at this point. Deep thoughts. That's what I'm thinking about right now.